It's time for the B.S.ing with the Guys live podcast.
Y'all awake? Rise and shine?
Absolutely.
Yeah. We are back. Another exciting episode. Down here in the swamps of southern Louisiana, we are B.S.ing with the Guys. And the girl, of course. She doesn't like to be left out. Speaking of the girl, I came across an article earlier, and it made me think of you, Kristen. Mm-hmm. And I want to know if you think this guy should get off scot-free after doing what he did. But apparently someone ran over his dog, and he decided to get a gun and hold the person at gunpoint and make them dig a grave to put his dog in. So what, you think he should face any criminal charges at all? I know how you are with your dog.
Purpose?
Well, I don't think so. Let's get in. I'll pull the article up. They called him unhinged already. You know what I mean? But he was outraged that his pet dog had been run over. So he held the driver hostage at gunpoint and forced him to dig the animal's grave, according to police. Now, I don't think the driver did it on purpose, because they said the driver left, feeling scared to death, in quotes, when he kidnapped him while he was fixing his bumper after hitting the dog. So I was like, that sounds like something Kristen would either do or be totally for.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, valid. Would I do that? Maybe not that far. I would definitely crash out. Like, probably put my hands on them, go crazy, hold a gun on somebody for that. Probably not. That might be a little too far.
Yeah, you said.
But valid. I mean, people react differently to their dog being killed.
Yeah. They do. What's up, Matt? Glad you're back. Matt said he missed us last week. He had to work. That's lame.
Yeah.
Lame excuse. Just tell your boss from now on, man. You got to take about an hour and a half long break. He'll understand. But no, they said he confiscated the victim's keys and phone and kept the gun aimed at him as he ordered the man to grab a shovel, dig the grave. Once the dog was buried, we let him go. I mean, what's the problem here?
Was he got hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they arrested his ass. He's
Yeah.
The man told police he was scared to death when Hernandez, sitting in the passenger seat, still pointed the gun at him, and he took him to an ATM machine. So he's like, "You owe me $200 now. You killed my dog." So that's his justification for it. But yeah, no, they arrested his ass, and of course, I mean, you can't pull a gun on people and hold them hostage.
Almost sounds like armed robbery.
Yeah, that's what he turned it into. Instead of just digging, here, dig the grave and going about your business. Right. It's like, you know what? Now we're gonna go to ATM. I paid $200 for that dog. I want my money.
Yeah. I mean, what about accountability for the guy that killed the dog? I mean, the guy that pulled the gun. I mean, should his dog have been in the yard on a leash, or
I'm sure. Well, you know how that goes. Yeah, dogs probably running the streets, and or got out of the yard, which they do. But that's why I don't think the driver intentionally ran the dog over. That was never stated in the article, so it was probably an accident. And this guy's like, "Man, I love my dog,"
Right.
So,
yeah, I would definitely
shit happens.
Freak out. I could not even imagine. I don't want to think about that.
No, I remember when I was I was probably 12 or so, and a dog ran out the front door, straight towards the fucking street, and there comes a car. Boom, 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 hit that motherfucker. He flopped, as a black lab, he was flopping around into the ditch. Well, my dad goes and grabs a shotgun to, of course, put the dog out of his misery, and he cocks the gun, and as soon as he cocked it, that dog stopped, sat up, and just looked. And it was like, oh. Okay, well, we brought him back in. He had some scrapes and scratches, but I don't know what it was, man. As soon as that gun came out, that dog just stopped all that flopping and sat up and just stared. But he was about to get it, Yeah. But yeah, that was crazy as a kid. I remember running out in the yard, and of course, I stopped at the street because I saw the car coming, and boom. And I was like, well, that's not what I wanted to see today. But,
nope.
So anyway,
keep your dogs in the house.
That's right. That's the lesson here. Keep your dogs in the house. And something else I wanted to ask you, Miss Kristen, how much Netflix do you watch opposed to the rest of your little streaming services there?
Probably a good bit. All the documentaries.
Okay, well, no more. All right. Elon Musk is saying everyone needs to cancel their Netflix. And I want you to get on board while we're live right now. Oh, it's my account you're under, huh? Shit. No,
Yeah.
I guess I got to get on right now. Cancel my Netflix account.
Please don't.
No, he's on a big like rampage on X, man. Like really
I heard a
promoting that
little
What
shit.
do they
about
do
it, yeah.
now?
What are we canceling Netflix for?
Well, they basically put out a series. I don't know if y'all ever heard of that. God, what's it called? The damn, it's a cartoon. Let me see. I'll find it here.
Something
I'll
for
find it.
children, right?
Yeah, it was something for
Yeah.
kids,
Something
and
trans or something.
they're
was mentioned.
promoting the right. Of course, they're in it promoting the that trans stuff like a lot of them love to do. So they that they basically people started talking about boycotting it, and I guess once Elon got a hold of the news, he started pushing it too. He's got a big voice, so I'm sure some people listen. I just don't know if it'd be enough to make Netflix do anything about it because they haven't come out yet and made a
Wait,
statement
it
or
was-
anything.
I saw something like that on Twitter. It was something like Paranormal, the name of the show. Like
Yeah,
Paranormal After
Paran-
Dark or
that's
something.
one of them. Yeah, that's
But
one
it was
of them.
canceled years ago.
Right, but there's another one. Oh, God damn it, I can't find it right now. Hold on, I'm looking because it's a cartoon that they did
Yes.
like a remake or something of recently, and of course they're pushing that same nonsense in that little cartoon or kids show. And let me see, I'm gonna find it here. Y'all bear with me. Yeah, I knew the one you were talking about, but I'm telling you, there's something to do with the children, which had everybody irritated because I thought that
Well,
shit was
I saw
kind
it
of
was on
going
the kids
away.
account.
Yeah. Let me see here. I don't know, but either way, so it's a tough thing to do. I mean, myself, that's all I watch when it comes to streaming services. I probably have more of them, accounts of services that I don't really watch, but Netflix is my thing. But I mean, seeing shit like that, like I understand why it's like the only way to really show these companies, you know what I mean, that you don't want to see nonsense like that is money. That's the only thing that talks. But will enough people be up in arms? Let's put it that way.
The
know what I
Babysitters
mean.
Club.
Was that what it was?
Maybe.
It's not a
Kids showing-
cartoon though. It's
Man,
like
I'm
an
trying.
actual.
Well, I Googled why are we canceling Netflix, and it
Uh,
says AI said number one, rising subscription costs. So
Oh, is that why?
there's your reason.
Is that what it is? It may be it because I'm looking at that dead end paranormal park and there's a picture. It looks like a cartoon, don't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you said that was canceled.
2023.
That's what I saw. It was canceled.
But it
like
must
2
still
years
be
ago.
on Netflix then.
Yes,
Mm.
maybe, huh?
Because it says millions of Americans are canceling their Netflix subscriptions after one of its shows encourages children to become transgender. Now, this is all recent news. Yeah, the Babysitters Club, that was another one, but that's an actual show.
Yeah.
It is the Dead End Paranormal Park. September 29th, Libs of TikTok posted about the show, writing that it's pushing pro-transgender on children. Musk shared the post, bringing it to his audience of over 226 million followers, calling for the canceling of Netflix.
Yeah. I mean, it is. I don't know. It is what it is. I guess it don't fire me up like Musk wants it to. I mean, I get what they're saying. I mean, but to me, it's like, watch what your kids are watching, and pay attention
Sure.
if it bothers
Yeah,
that much. Because one thing I will give the Netflix is they platform both sides. You know what I mean? Like they let comedians on there that would have been canceled by other platforms or whatever because of the jokes they make that might not lean the way that liberals want them to lean, but they give those people a voice. Because they're
Right.
big on letting people create art and putting it on their platform and just allowing it to be what it is. If you don't like it, don't watch it. So I don't quite understand the boycott shit. It's not like Netflix is out there themselves saying, "Hey, go transition your children."
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
Yeah.
like the documentaries on there, so I
Yeah.
hope you continue to pay for it.
Do you like the documentaries?
Yeah.
Didn't they post the child strippers or whatever the fuck?
that was another one. Yeah, that was when they had them kids dancing.
The cheerleaders.
Cuties or something was it called?
Yeah,
Cuties
that was,
or-
I-
Think so.
that was the name of it, and I
Yeah.
just remember the backlash of it.
Yeah, I would say
I
that
remember
was
that.
the first, the big, like you said, backlash that came was that one. And that's when, Netflix kind of put out a statement then saying, look, man, we don't make the shit. We just let people put it on there, but we're not going to stop the other side, just like we're not going to stop, your side, basically. I mean, we're going to let these directors and writers and all do their thing, outside of just craziness, porn and shit like that. But, I mean, if they want to do a LGBTQ message in a kid's show, I mean, hey, I guess it's their right to do it, and don't let your kid watch it, is all I can say.
Yeah, people need to watch what their kids are watching anyway.
Well,
so.
And some people may not know, like some people don't live online and on social media like I'm able to do all day, so they may not even know this is going on, and their kid comes across this shit and they watch it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And but true. I mean, what do you do? Like I said, if you're Netflix, I mean, you just start silencing one side.
Take all your TVs out your house.
That's it. Get rid of all the. We'd all be better off for sure.
Gary the Snail has
y'all
a
seen
question.
Barack Obama's in the house, dude?
What?
Barack Obama.
Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Obama.
Oh, he is. Hello, folks. He's here.
What up?
Yeah. Well, speaking of that piece of shit, he's one commenting on this government shutdown. Of course, he's one of the ones blaming it all on the Republicans.
Of course.
And it's just funny to anytime news like that breaks. It's probably every government shutdown. Both sides are going at each other. It's this fault. It's their fault. No, it's their fault. But I start reading some of what the Democrats are saying, and it's just the blatant lies. And I mean, and this isn't coming from a partisan view. I mean, I'm just trying to read up on it because I hear the news. Okay, government shutdown. Okay, so then I got to start looking why. I start researching what are they fucking fighting about now. So then it's like, okay, well, this time the Republicans are trying to get a bill passed, and just like everything, one side doesn't want to pass something unless they get little perks in it. Instead of it just being straightforward, this is what we're going to talk about. This is what we're going to decide on right now. We'll deal with all that other shit later. Well, neither side ever wants to do that. They want their part of it. So, okay, that's how politics work. I get it. But then I start seeing shit like, Gavin Newsom. Basically, I'll break down what it's about because I know, Kristen, you probably haven't paid too much attention to any of it, what's going on. But they're shut down, meaning they're not doing anything right now, the government and Congress and all. Nobody's there. Nobody's working their own fucking vacation.
So it's a normal day.
Yeah, right. They're not doing anything anyway. They just happen not to be in office, But they wanted to extend funding, is what the Republicans wanted to do. They wanted a clean, short-term bill maintaining current spending levels through mid-November. Right. Well, Democrats demand add-ons like extending the Affordable Care Act, which is, of course, health insurance, and they wanted to reverse recent Medicaid cuts. So, of course, both sides are in a tizzy right now. They're throwing accusations out, and the Republicans are basically saying the Democrats are demanding an extra $1.5 trillion for free health care for illegals. Now, that $1.5 trillion, of course, comes from taxpayers. And that's just, part of what they're asking for. And I see, like Gavin Newsom, for one, saying that illegals have never, that's a total lie, that, it's illegal for a non-citizen to even receive health insurance in this country, and this, that, and the other. And I'm watching the wordplay because technically it is like they don't get health insurance, but they do get health care. That's a big difference. Sure. So it's just funny to watch how they word things because they're sneakily like that, because you can't call Gavin Newsom out and Chuck Schumer when they say shit like that on X, which they both did. You can't say, well, they're lying, because they're not, but they're being tricky with it, because from the fact of the matter is, if an illegal citizen goes into a hospital and say gives birth, well, somebody has to pay for that. So then the government steps in and pays the hospitals.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where a lot of it's supposed to be taken on by the states, but the states have funny ways of getting around that shit. They found ways to funnel money and launder money in certain ways where they don't have to pay for anything. They get it all, the bill is totally taken care of by the government. And that's what the Republicans don't like. And I'm thinking, I don't see the major problem with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't, I mean, I guess the only argument could be, what do you do with an illegal citizen, illegal alien, illegal citizen, no such thing, an illegal alien that goes into a hospital with an emergency would be the only argument I could see. Well, right, but what do you do with that? You know what I mean? If I mean, just open the door and kick them out and tell them we can't serve you. Like, I don't.
That's not who we are as Americans. You have to do it, but I think that would be the time that would be like, well, look here, all right, you're having birth, or you need stitches, or you need this, you need that. That's fine. We're gonna fix you up, and then perfect. You're in the hospital. You need to be deported if you're not supposed to be here legally. You understand?
We're calling ICE.
Calling ICE. All right.
I saw him arguing too. I think I was texting you about the little bit of the live that I saw that they were arguing about. Basically, there was a temporary spending bill that was signed on during COVID era. Basically, that afforded rural hospitals extra funding. Okay. And the temporary bill was supposed to have ended by now, so they're trying to basically cut that out, and the Democrats are arguing that the money is still necessary, and basically, like, if you're in rural country and your wife has an emergency, do you want to drive 45 minutes to a hospital to get her to medical care, or do we, allow the funding to continue to these smaller rural hospitals so that people have the medical care they need? But I didn't understand that argument. If it was a temporary spending bill, then y'all just built a bunch of rural hospitals based, starting during COVID.
Yeah, because I haven't heard that argument. The biggest one I heard coming from the Democrats is that they're claiming that premiums would spike for over 24 million people in the country and leave 7 million people uninsured if they don't keep this, what they're trying to get passed in this bill, if they don't keep it in there. So they're saying that. Now, I don't know. I don't know if that's true. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's hard to even know. All I do know is I look up when the Republican or the Democrats are claiming that there's no illegal immigrants receiving any kind of money from the government when it comes to health care. That's what they claim. So I looked that up. And, of course, it's not true. They're saying a congressional budget office found that in October of 24, the Biden administration, they cost the state and federal taxpayers $16.2 billion to cover Medicaid emergency services for illegal aliens. Mm-hmm. So for them to say they don't ever receive it is a blatant fucking lie.
Right, because they're just telling you, like, no, we didn't give them cash for hospitals, but it's like somebody pays the bill.
Well, right.
Like you may not have given it to them, but you paid the hospital that rendered their medical aid,
Yeah, and that's what California is one of the worst. I mean, they were saying that they exploiting an existing loophole within the law to use billions of dollars in reimbursements from the federal government to provide illegal immigrants with Medicaid. So it's like, I mean, I don't know the answer because, like Brad said, we're not that kind of country where if somebody comes with an emergency into a hospital where you tell them no, fuck off, we're not going to help you.
Just wheel them back out to the parking lot.
Right. But at the same time, to be spending that kind of money, taxpayers' money, when people like you, everybody on the show right now has to pay for health insurance.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Now, granted, if we have an emergency and you don't have health insurance, they're gonna take care of that, but they're gonna send you the bill. You know what I mean? They're not sending these illegal aliens the bill. The government's covering it, from what the Republicans are arguing. Mm-hmm. So to me, that's
where
not
are they
fair.
going to send the bill?
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. So, because I've heard that argument, well, anybody would be taken care of, if they don't have insurance and it's an emergency. It's like, yeah, you're right. But they're going to want a fucking address to where they can send this bill. And I'm expected to pay that. You know what I mean? So to me, that's the difference. I guess the only fix is to not let so many of them in the country, because once they're here, you can't tell them, well, I'm giving birth. Well, go do it out on the street. You can't do that. So I don't know. I mean, how long you think that lockdown is going to last, Brad, or the shutdown?
I think the last one we had was 30 days. Dude, you might see this one going further. You really might.
Good.
I think this is the last hill that the Democrats have to stand on, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They offer nothing. They bring nothing but chaos to the table. They of course they create all the problems, and then they'll say we have the fixes to the problems. But
then that's something.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy. And but people are waking up. People are waking up to it, and I think this is Chucky Schumer's last hill to die on here, because I really feel like he's done. I think AOC is going to come in, primary his position, and she probably might win that election as a senator,
God. Ugh. Where are we going? People like AOC are starting to move up.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, that's scary, man. Because I'm telling you, I know I've said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. That fucking Newsom is gonna make a push, man, in 2028.
Oh, it's
so
coming.
you start.
Yeah.
I mean,
Absolutely.
and I don't know who on the Republican side. I guess they're talking about Vance right now. Would be the only the person that would stand out in the crowd right this second. But now things could change. I mean, we got 3 years to kind of figure that out, but I mean, I don't know,
he'll
man.
Be running, dude. Vance is going to be there. I mean, normally the vice presidents will step up to that role, if you see. But these days, I think Marco Rubio could do better than Vance. But maybe it'll be Vance and Rubio. I don't know, on a ticket.
We need a woman, not Kristen.
I don't care anymore.
You don't care. Come on, you don't want to see a woman, the first woman president up there. Man, no, even if she's not qualified, I mean, it doesn't matter. Just let's get a woman
only
in
if
there.
She's not qualified.
Yeah, let's get a woman in there, a woman of color. You know what I mean? We need another Kamala to run. It's only fair. The white man has had their turn. It's time for a woman of color. That's right. Like I said, I don't care if she knows anything about running a country. Just let's get her in there. So we got to figure out who that is. I guess AOC. She got my vote.
Yeah. Well, you saw how that went the last 4 years. It didn't go too good, with running the country. These freaking brain dead fuckers, man. So,
well, Brad.
My God, dude.
Why so harsh?
I'll blame it all on them, dude.
Yeah.
And then there's days I sit back and it's like, can you really blame Biden? Because all of the news that comes out and stories you hear, and it's like, this guy knew nothing. He was just there, I mean, when you sit back and you listen to some of these supposedly his closest confidants, I might have seen him 3 times in 4 years, never talked to him, It was just a big facade, man. It really was sad.
Yeah. I'm looking, as I'm scrolling, I pull up, the libs of TikTok and on X, and it's another show. It's a scene from a movie on Netflix called Strawberry Shortcake and the Beast of Berry Bog, whatever the hell that is. It promotes boys cross-dressing as girls to express themselves. So apparently it's all over Netflix. You know what I mean? Yeah. I haven't paid no attention to it.
No.
I mean, it's nothing my kid is watching, but apparently like all day long, this Libs of TikTok girl has been pulling that shit up left and right. And it's just crazy that, they don't even make cartoons anymore just to try to entertain children. There's always got to be some sort of agenda behind it, Right. And I don't know why it has to be that agenda. Like that doesn't need to be talked about.
It's man.
Like why put a boy in a dress in a cartoon? Why?
Right.
We just need Tom and Jerry back, dude. There were no words.
Exactly. No, they're just one of them's trying to kill the other. I mean, it's innocent fun,
all day long.
I mean, Wile E. Coyote, shit like that. No, but there was no messaging behind that trying to corrupt children's minds.
That's
At least I didn't think so. I mean, I watched them coming up. I don't remember ever looking at it, like even looking back at it as an adult thinking, oh, damn, they were pushing some crazy shit in those cartoons. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying every cartoon that was out back then was innocent, but I don't remember any, or at least, at the numbers that you're seeing nowadays, man. Because I'm just looking at it and I'm thinking, we talked about it a little bit earlier. It's like, okay, well, everybody's allowed, free expression. Go ahead. It's art or whatever you want to call it, if that's what you choose to put in a cartoon. But it's like, I start thinking about like, what purpose does it serve? You know what I mean? Because it's not like you can't make the show without that in it. It's just they just have to throw it in there. And I think it's a lot of it's to just say, fuck the norm, and it pisses off one side, so I'm going to do it. It's like
I feel like it makes people talk about it too.
Well, it does, because I've never heard of these fucking shows, and now we're on here talking about them.
Yeah, right.
Exactly. But it's almost, like I said, it's almost a slap in the face, it seems like, or like they're trying to do that. It's kind of like, well, the more y'all bitch about it, the more I'm going to do it, because that's my way of showing you that I hate y'all. Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. Like I said, I just look at it like, why? Why? They don't need all that shit. I mean, I don't want my kids watching that, but maybe there are some parents that do. I get it. But, I don't see why it has to be in everything that they put out for children. It's crazy, man.
Like,
at least it seems that
normal,
way.
like kid comedy cartoons, it's just a thing of the past now, I guess.
Yeah.
It really is.
But look, I mean, as soon as I scroll one post down, and there she is again, lives a TikTok. Transformers Earth Spark, it's called. A kid show on Netflix is pushing woke gender identity propaganda on 7-year-olds. Parents beware. So it's another show on there.
At this point, just let them watch South Park and Family Guy, and they've got better cartoons.
No shit.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't know. I don't know what. I thought we were kind of moving away from that.
Me too.
Then all of a sudden, it's like, boom, there comes that spark again, igniting that flame, and it looks like it's back, but.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of flames, did y'all see Ice Cube's tour bus got firebombed in Portland, allegedly because they thought it was an ice cube?
Yeah, an ice cube. Yeah, I did see that. I think he came out on X or somewhere saying that it was somebody in his crew or something. Like it wasn't his personal. Yeah, but either way, he said some jackass
because it had ice on the side of it.
It's so fucking dumb, these people. I swear.
They are.
Man, I was telling Brad, we got an email from a PR firm that was asking if we were interested in interviewing a guy that basically sets up people to go out and do these demos and these, I don't want to say riots, but all of these protests and everything. Because they always say a lot of these things aren't organic. You know what I mean? They're people that are bussed in. Well, a guy that started this shit, he was running one of the big websites, one of the major platforms that were putting those kind of people in place, is basically on a tell-all right now. Okay. And, he's appeared on Fox News and multiple other, platforms, and they reached out to us, wanting to know if we were interested in talking to him. But I kind of had mixed feelings about it, because some of the stuff he was out there doing was organizing shit for this LGBT.G shit, and putting people out in the streets and bussing people in and paying for all of that to go on and all of that nonsense, and no telling how much of this other shit on the left, because it seems like to always be that's the left's game plan. You know what I mean? All of these riots and, all this nonsense that goes on in these streets and all, when they start going in uproar, it's always left leaning. So if he was behind all of that, I'm kind of like, do I really want to talk to this guy? Am I going to have anything good to say? But according to what the lady who emailed me was telling me, is that, he would have all the insights to what went on and how they organize all of that. So it kind of interested me, but at the same time, I wanted to tell him to go fuck himself because of the type of shit he helped organize. But so I don't know, but it just lets you know that, most of what you see is bullshit. Just like we were talking about before we got on, about the stuff going on social media and in the comments of people fighting, and most of that shit's not even real. So now, you've always kind of figured that these protests and all of this shit, more than half of them people that are out there aren't even from the damn area. They don't even know what the fuck they're out there for. They just know they got $200 and a free sandwich or something, So They're out there. That's why they're all covering their faces when they're out there doing that shit, because none of them really
Right.
stand behind what they're out there fighting for, you know. And
Stand
you've
behind that
heard,
money.
yeah, and I don't know if you've ever seen them where they're out there interviewing these people, and a lot of them don't even know what the fuck they're there for. I mean, they can't even really explain
Right.
why. They know like the main sentence of why they're there. You know,
Yeah.
oh, we're here to fight racism, but then that's it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, well, can you go a little bit deeper? What's going on? Like, why do you feel like you need to be here fighting that? Well, fuck
Right.
you, you fascist. You know, and that's where it leads to. And so. But anyway, apparently this guy was behind a lot of that, organizing a
Yeah.
lot of that. And I'm
What
thinking,
up,
think
Johnny
like-
Five?
maybe
You think
maybe
they're given
not.
like cue cards, dude, that they have to study? You know, like,
Oh, I know
you're
they
a
are.
fascist, you know?
Yeah, they're given. I've seen it before where they're given like emails for one, because they've done exposed emails that have gone
Right.
out to these organizations that it'll tell them talking points. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of them don't have any kind of in-depth reason of why they're there. It's just main talking points that they're told to say, and why, you know, when people say, what are you doing out here, and then they'll have just a couple word answer and then move
Right.
on, and that's it. So yeah, I mean, they've done busting them doing that shit, but anyway, what's I don't know, Andy, we don't know what we're talking about half the time. That's all we do is ramble on.
That's what we do.
Thanks for
Yes,
joining.
baby.
Make sure you subscribe.
Please.
So, what happens for a government shutdown? Would it like
Uh,
nothing?
Well, I want to say any government employees, from what I understand, they're not getting paid.
Right.
Now,
Not all
at-
of them, dude.
well, not all of them, but right. But and it's just at the moment. I think they get back pay, if I'm not
do.
mistaken. Yeah. So
Actually, I don't think your military gets paid. Of course, non-essential workers are laid off, but of course, Congress, they kind of get their pay. And I don't know if you heard, Cruz came out tonight and said that he will not accept a paycheck as long as the government shutdown is going on. So,
well, should we start a GoFundMe for him? Is he going to
Uh,
be okay?
nah, he needs to introduce a bill for term limits.
That's what
needs.
I know. It won't go nowhere, but yeah, it'd be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah, that was another thing I seen old Gavin Newsom bitching about was, you know, that people are putting lives at risk because the, you know, firefighters and shit are not available if fires break out. And it's like, nobody said you had to tell these people to stay home. They're not, those people that can still work, they're going to get back pay. So just because if you decide to make that call and tell all your essential workers like that to stay home, well, that's on you. That's not the federal government that did that.
Yeah.
There's no reason to tell firefighters and shit you can't work. You know, they all know they're going to get paid. They did it before. I mean, everybody, you wind up getting back pay and everything. So it's just another way to fire up that side. You know what I mean?
Don't they
It's
not have water for the firefighters out there anyway?
yeah, there's no
Even when
fucking
they
water
are getting
apparently. Yeah,
As
they
of
don't.
last year, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they I don't know. Like I said, all I've seen is a bunch of finger pointing on both sides, and
Always.
it just seems like, from what I understand, the Republicans are all they wanted was to just take that shit out about the medical care for illegal aliens right now. Just take that shit out. We'll deal with that later.
Right.
You know, right now we just need an extension of funds to keep this shit going. And of course, the Democrats are like, nope, we're taking our ball and we're going home. So now, granted, that's what they're saying the Republicans are doing. So who knows?
It's never.
Who knows?
gonna
I say
end,
shut
brother.
them motherfuckers down. Let them stay shut down.
Yeah, shut it
Fuck
down.
'em.
Look, and when they shut down like that and they're not working, it's one good thing about it is they're not infringing and taking a little bit more of your rights
They
each and
can't-
every day, dude.
They
Yeah,
can't do any more harm if they're not
No,
there.
Exactly
Yeah.
right. You
It's a
know,
good take. I like that.
That's such a-
absolutely.
They're such a joke. They don't do shit anyway. Just like Justin, joked about earlier. I mean, they don't
Right.
do nothing when they're there. That's all
No.
it is: bickering and arguing, and seeing who's going to scratch, who's back. I mean,
Yep.
I don't know. It's amazing how they've got just a huge portion of society just fooled like they're in there working for us.
Yeah,
mean,
and
they're
then behind the
doing
scenes, bro, they all
nothing.
eating dinners and high fiving each other
Of
and
course.
passing around cocktails and it's just
Of course,
a big facade,
it's
dude.
it's like you mentioned as far as the term limits.
Mhm.
That would be amazing if they could actually get something like that passed. But you'll have someone like Ted Cruz or somebody that will, throw that bill up there, but he knows damn well it's not going anywhere.
That's right.
I mean, he
Right.
knows that. They all know what the fuck's not going to pass, but it sounds good to his supporters, well, look what I'm trying to do. But I think that would be a huge benefit for the whole country, is if these people couldn't be in there for life. I mean,
absolutely.
You got
dude.
There's no reason for that, man. You talk about one way to ensure that there's going to be some corruption is allow people to stay in a position for a lifetime.
You can look at it on state levels, man. I mean, we've seen it here in our own parish that we live in, what happens when people stay in power for 20 plus years. You see the corruption it breeds, and it's doing the same thing up there. And you can look at it and it's not just all Democrats, because I'm happy to call out Republicans too. If it's Mitch McConnell or Chuck Grassley, Ted Cruz, Marco Rubio was one that was for a while. Schumer, Pelosi, God, all of these people. I mean, I just, and like you and I say, Shane, it comes down to, of course, it's power, money, and then I think the big thing, it's greed, is why they hang in there. Like Pelosi, 80-something years old, still a congressman. It's like, really, you got more money than God, and you still want to be up here dictating and trying to control the lives of tax-paying American citizens in this country,
That shit becomes a habit. There can't be no other reason why somebody like her would want to be in there that long. It just, I guess that's what you do. I mean, I don't know. I know a lot of people don't know how to stop when they have that sort of drive to get to the top somewhere.
Right.
But,
money.
Well, right. That's a big driving factor of it, is just money and power, really, because she's probably got all the money she'll ever need. Now it's just a power thing, a control thing. And it's just, I guess you never lose that when that's your desire from the beginning. It's hard to just turn that switch off. The problem is we suffer, the citizens of the country, because we allow people like that to get in power, and then they're there. Like you said, that woman's too old to be doing that shit.
Exactly.
Go home, sit on your porch and relax.
It's just like Beaver Sticks said at 8:59. He's been saying all kind of crap on here, but I really like his comment. It's either Zionist or globalist. That's our choice. It's neither of them. Good. It's really not. It's really
that's true.
2030, this world is changing, man, and the whole dynamics of the money situation. And I keep telling people that, and I know we're kind of going off subject a little bit here, but man, you can't be 37 trillion in debt and you're running $1.5 trillion, $2 trillion a year deficits, overspending. It's going to come to a head, and something's going to happen. It's going to be about control. And I said it earlier, I think we might have been off air, about the whole digital ID thing, and it scares the shit out of me, because that's the last thing I want to, put to my name, even though they have you now with driver's license. And I mean, goddamn, for cell phones, for Christ's sakes, but Well,
if you remember, they wanted to start kind of implementing that with the vaccine. They wanted everybody to get some sort of vaccine type, I don't know, some kind of passport or something, to say that you were vaccinated, and right. All your information. It's just, there's another way to follow you around, and like you said, have total control of what you're doing. And it's a dangerous game, man. And I think it would give them the type of control to where it would be like a social credit score you would have, and if you don't act right, they can prevent you from getting bare essentials, and necessities. And I mean, and some people are for it. Like they don't look into it that deep, and they don't mind giving up those kind of freedoms, because they're the ones that are still believing this government is out to help them. And I don't know how anybody ever gets there as an adult. You know what I mean? You might be naive when you're young, thinking that every cop is a good guy and everybody in the government is just out to help the country. But eventually you think you grow up and just say, no, there's pieces of shit, that are just walking around every day that are running this country.
Exactly right. Yeah. I mean,
except for Trump.
Except for Trump. Yeah. Well.
That's what John was saying. They impeached Trump twice, arrested him 5 times, shot him once, tried twice. He's working for us. I want to believe that.
I want to.
I mean, I think
but
he's the.
I really don't.
Trying not to just spit that out, but you're right.
He's controlled, dude. He's been manipulated and he's controlled.
Yeah.
There's no sitting president that has free reign to do what they want to do in this country. They're backed by globalists that run this country. You can look at the Bilderberg branch. You can look at the Zionists. You can look at all of it. Deep dive into it and see. Not to say he doesn't have control and make decisions on what happens, but for the most part, we are controlled as a globe, as globalists are controlling. It's here, and there's nothing you're going to do about it.
That's what I think. I think it's way bigger than Trump. You know, I mean,
way bigger, dude. Yeah.
I don't know what his reasoning was for even wanting to run for president. I would like to believe that he really wanted to make some sort of positive change for the country. And it's almost like, you know, he gets scooped up with everybody else who decides to take that job. And then you start, you know, like you said, realizing how things work when you get in there, and then you become part of the system. So I don't know. I mean, Zeker says he used to be a Republican until he realized they're just helping the rich stay in power. And it's funny you say he says that, but man, it's not like they're broke on the left. I mean, some of the most powerful people in this country and world are liberal.
Yeah,
you know. So I think it's just all of them as a whole. Yeah. You know,
look at Bill Gates and Amazon. What's his name? Jeff Bezos, and you can name them on and on, man. They're powerful, rich people, man. You know, and here we are. You know, and look, I think like we've talked before, like if you're a congressman and you get voted in for the first time, you go up to Washington and you're telling your constituents, man, I'm going to make all these changes for us. I'm going to do what we got to do for what's right for the American people. That shit doesn't go far, brother. That's not going far at all. Once you get up there, you're told how to vote, what needs to vote. If not, you're not going to get on this committee. You're not going to get this. You're not going to get that. And boom, guess what? That all goes away.
T-Dub, thanks for tuning in, buddy. T-Dub says he never wanted to make positive changes. He's referring to Trump. It was his next money-making scheme or opportunity. I don't know how much truth there is behind that. I mean, how much more wealthy has Trump become since he's, you know, became president? I mean, has he even – I mean, what kind of wealth has he acquired since then that he didn't have already? And I'm not arguing the point. I'm saying I don't know. I would like to know that. I mean, I haven't heard of anybody bitching and complaining like they do about Nancy Pelosi, how she's making millions upon millions every year by insider trading. You know, I haven't really heard that come out about Trump. I know every time I turn around, Trump's giving, you know, salaries away and this, that, and the other. It didn't seem like he was money driven to me. Now, I guess it's hard to say that about Trump because everything Trump's ever did in his life seemed to be money driven, but didn't seem like becoming president was that. Now, I thought it was more of an ego thing myself. You know, it was like I'm going to be president. I'm fucking Donald Trump,
right?
And his ego had it to where he's like, I want to be looked at as the best president ever. Yeah. And I've said it before. And if that's the reason, then so be it. I don't really care. Just do a good job. You know, I just think Trump is ego driven, and I think that's what got him, you know, to want to run for office in the first place. Maybe it's more to it. Maybe it's like he's saying, it was more money, more power. And what's he got? Trump owns a crypto that makes billions. Brad, you were just talking about that today, weren't you?
Yeah, I heard a little something Eric Trump was talking about, you know, Bitcoin's going to 1 million, and they're deep in it, man. They really are. They are really deep into the whole crypto game. And it's going to make him, if he's worth $6 billion, God, by the time of end of his presidency, there's no telling what he'll be worth, man. Could be 20 billion, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm sure money has something to play with it behind.
Well, Zombie Lady says that, you know, since taking office, he shot up to 4 billion. Now he's just under 8 billion. I don't know that to be true. I'm not saying it isn't, but I have no, you know, I don't know how they know that. I don't have anything that's told me that. Now, I haven't looked into his net worth lately, so she could be totally correct. But if that's the case, then, I mean, maybe it was, you know, maybe it was just another way he figured I can, you know, this is going to help out my financial situation a little bit, you know. I don't know. Like I said, I looked at it as more of an ego thing for Trump. And I mean, I know he sold himself good, like he was going to go in there and just destroy this swamp. And it's still there. So I don't know. He hadn't drained much.
Yeah, and then again, you look at it like, what can he really do? You know, I mean, he mentioned that in his first term that's what he was going to do, and I mean, I think he surrounded himself around fools. If it was Pence or Barr or some of these other ones that he had in there, you know, that were just long lifer politicians, you know. So, and even though he's probably got some of them in there now, but yeah, there's no telling, man. I think it's a lot deeper than any of us will ever understand. And, you know, when I read some of these comments that the United States is done, we're done, as you know it. It'll never be the same from when I grew up, and I'm 54 years old. It'll never be the same. We're going into a different stratosphere. shit is going to change financially. And I do believe when that happens, there's going to be some hard times coming, man. I believe you're going to see real estate. I do believe you're going to see the dollar crash. I do see the way of life is changing. It's just going to change. It's just, it's inevitable. You know, I hate to say it. I hate to be a pessimist, dude. I really do. But I don't know any other way that it's, you know,
well, Kristen just wants her Netflix. She's not worried about all of that.
Look, I woke up this morning and the first thing I saw on Twitter was the government shutdown. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing this today. So I just closed it out. I'm like, what do you mean the government shutdown?
Man, it's just a big show. Nothing's gonna fucking change. You know what I mean?
It's not.
It's like it's a vacation for these assholes.
It is. It's not, and they get enough vacation. You know, they get enough vacation. But yeah,
closed the app and went to work. Like,
that was the best thing to do. The best thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I know. I read too much into this shit. I follow it too much. If it's the financial markets, you know, and just everything else in general, it's crazy. Sometimes it'll just keep you up at night going down rabbit holes of what's truly going to happen. Because look, at the end of the game, I love everybody, but you know, and it's just like everybody here, it's all about protecting yourself and your family. And I don't want to be, because I do believe the middle class is going away. I mean, I think that's inevitable. You're either going to be an elite or you're going to be in this, and what they want to say, the poor class or lower class is probably a better word to say it. So, and you listen to a lot of these guys like Larry Fink talk, which is the CEO of BlackRock. He wants dense populated areas. Those people don't need cars. They can depend on public transportation. And if you look at what BlackRock is doing with buying real estate houses, they want to control it. They don't like us. We're a big part of society as the middle class, man. We control a lot. But they want to get rid of the middle class and our voice. And like I said, you're either going to be poor or you're going to be rich. I'm choosing, and what I'm trying to do is I'll never be to the elite status of life, but God, I'd like to be well off enough that if everything takes a shit, then hopefully I'll be okay, you know? And that's the message I want to get across to people. Do what you got to do. Rely less on the government and do more for yourself, you know?
It seems like the poor are taken care of pretty good, though. Might want to give it a try.
I'm not interested.
Free healthcare, free food.
I'm not interested.
Everything's free.
I don't want anything from the government because there is some stipulations behind when you receive it, dude. I'm sure, you know.
I hear you. Justin, you saw that just on a different subject now. You seen that video of that bouncer that snatched up that dude, that white dude? No, you didn't see him. I'm about to pull it up.
Bounces.
I figured it was a video circulating and everybody was talking about they need to arrest this fucking dude, man. Let's check this out.
Sure.
She was a little excessive. So he bumped his chest, and then, of course, you could see what he's doing now. But, I mean, how much force, like, he could kill that dude.
Yeah.
And the dude's tapping. He's not fighting back. I don't know how you choke it. Oh, rammed his head through the window.
Damn.
So, is that a little excessive or what?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, I would say so. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a little crazy.
What led
I don't know
up
how
to
you
that,
boys still
but
standing.
Damn.
I don't know. You know, I've seen a few. I know. Well, that's what I was thinking while he had him choked up, man. I'm like, dude, when you break his neck for one, but I mean, look how he's got that dude.
Have you ever tried to break a car window?
I know, and then to ram his head through it like it wasn't nothing.
Not easy to break at all.
Did he press charges or anything?
I don't know. I see him in cuffs here, so I don't. If I'm not mistaken, I think they said after the video kind of circulated that they went and got the guy. So I don't know why they didn't that night, but I've seen a few of those where the bouncers are just like they're itching for that shit. You know what I mean? Like they just can't. They can't wait to get a hold of somebody like that. And now some of them are justified. I've seen some people just drunk and fucking stupid and fucking with the bouncers, but
and that's probably what that guy was, if I had to guess, you know.
Yeah, I would say it didn't seem too too justified as far as him.
No.
I was like, God damn, but
Hugh, I'm guessing that's how you say it, said we should riot and steal some shoes over this.
I am totally with him. Let's see. That is true.
Yeah, Converse
let's
for
do it.
everyone, dude.
Do we get
I
paid
know.
to be there?
Of course.
Of
Of course you
man.
do.
I like it.
Yeah.
No, I was looking at that the other day. Something happened where there was a black lady. I think she was the mother of someone who apparently had a run-in with the law. And I don't know the full story. I don't know if someone died, fighting with the cops or got shot or whatever happened, but something happened. And I just remember thinking that if they would have that same kind of energy when the killing is going on in their own communities by their own people, you know what I mean? You might see a little bit of change. It's just funny how it's always at the forefront, and they want to hold press conferences every time a police officer is involved, which I'm not saying if the cop does something wrong that they shouldn't, but they should beat outrage like that anytime. Anytime something like that happens in their community. It just struck me as odd. I'm thinking, man, they come, boy, they big press conferences, they up at podiums, they crying on TV because the cops did this. And I'm thinking, well, that shit's going on every day in those inner cities, and they're not up there crying on TV, bitching about that. And it just seems like that should be more, of importance than these occasional run-ins that they have with the police that turn out bad, And I don't care what anybody says. They're probably going to be in the comments like, it happens all the time. No, it don't. It seems like it does, but it's not like cops are running around killing, black people every day, all day long. No. But it is happening at the hands of other black people all day long. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that's not a knock. I'm not on here trying to, blast, black people, or whatever you want to, however you want to look at it. I just know for a fact because I live 20 minutes away from one of the cities where it goes on day in and day out. And I don't see people on the news around here in the local news talking about it and crying because, another one got shot and we need to stop this. You know what I mean? But anytime, boy, you let a cop get involved in that shit, and then there come the fucking vultures running like these, these Jesse Jacksons and Al Sharptons and all them kind of people coming out, It's crazy.
Yeah, like what Uncle Joe has to say at 9:15, Democrats normalize crime. God, without a doubt, you can see what goes on in these liberal cities,
Well, of course they normalize crime. That's why we've got the shootings going on that have taken place with the Charlie Kirk and, Trump being, trying to take out Trump multiple times. I mean, they've
not pressing charges and
Yeah. No, that's true, man. When you got that revolving door shit going on in them cities, man, they got to have consequences or you're never going to change any of that shit,
No. Right.
So, anyway.
Do y'all know anything about the yogurt shop murders?
Ooh, no. Was the yogurt that bad?
No. It was, I think 1991. It was 4 girls, I think 13, 15, and 2 17-year-olds were like shot and killed at the yogurt shop. And it's gone like unsolved all these years. And I just saw something that said they finally like linked the DNA to some dead guy. So like case is solved.
Oh, is that what I did see a case come through where they found the DNA, like you said, of someone who had already passed. Mm-hmm. And they said that he was the one that did it. I'm pulling it up right here. I did see that, but I didn't know it had to do with that yogurt shop. So that was out in Texas. Yep. DNA evidence correct. Damn. How old was that case? Let me see.
1991 is when
1991.
Wow.
Yeah. Committed suicide in 99. Was also suspected of being a serial predator at the time. Yeah. Well, it just sucks that, he's not alive to face the consequences, Because, I mean,
but I'm glad for the family.
Well, yeah, at least there might be whatever they call closure, but it's just a shame you had to live that long with your family members being taken away and nobody to answer, for that. Right.
Yeah, I was watching the documentary, I think like Monday or Tuesday, I saw it on Max and watched it, and then I just saw it yesterday about the DNA and the guy. I was like, wow, what a coincidence.
I'm going to have to watch it.
How long before they come out and say that? How long before they come out and say that we didn't realize that DNA wasn't an exact science? We're sorry. Always waiting on that. Like, who's to say because they tell us that this DNA is just cut and dry and that's it,
Right.
you know? Because you know how everything is. They tell you for one decade that something's good for you, and then the next decade they're telling you it's bad, and it's back and forth. I keep waiting on news to break with this DNA shit. Like, oh, fuck, we got the wrong guy even though the DNA matched, shit like that.
So in this case, they ended up sentencing 2 people to death for it. Like
Holy
they had
shit.
confessed and no, let me rephrase that. They got their
Coerced.
sentence or whatever was, they were sentenced to death, but they, I guess, overturned that.
Yeah, but they confessed?
Yeah, they did, because this
Wow.
guy on the task force was really good at getting people to confess.
Well, I mean, goddamn, what'd he do? I mean, how?
Beat
I mean,
you
look,
with a bat or
and
something?
it's not unheard of, but it's
No,
like,
it's
man, how
not.
do you know?
Well, apparently this guy never had a murder case go unsolved.
Oh, well, I guess
Wow.
not.
Yeah.
When he's in there crushing people's nuts with phone books and look, you're gonna say you did this. Yeah, see that right there? That to me, that person's a piece of shit, because
Absolutely.
there's chances are he knew some of these people. I'm not saying with this case, but there's chances are high that he knew that some of the people he put behind bars were innocent, all because he wanted that record. He wanted, where I get my guy.
Right.
And it's like, how many times does that go on, or has that gone on, in the country or in the world, really? But, we just stay in the country. I'm sure it's happened to multiple people, which is a big argument that I see a lot of people have against the death penalty, because someone like these people you're talking about, at first they got the death penalty. So had that stuck, they would have died for a crime they didn't commit.
True.
And that's people's argument against it. It's not so much that we don't think, murderers need to be punished, but they look at it like, if just one person dies that was wrongly accused, then that's one too many. And I see their point. I mean, I do believe that some people deserve to not breathe, oxygen anymore. But I also see that point when, they make people give these false confessions, or they go as far as, people have planted evidence, just to get their guy.
Yes.
So then now you got this guy sitting on death row who didn't do this shit, and it takes a real piece of shit to do that to somebody.
In this specific case, there was a lot of people that confessed. The same guy got a 16-year-old to confess, and then other detectives looked into it and realized it just didn't make sense with what he said versus the crime scene. And then there was I want to say 4 other people.
So they had multiple people confessing to the same crime?
Mm-hmm.
How does that happen?
And then when other people looked into it, other detectives, they were like, "Stop! This doesn't make sense."
But it was all from this one guy that they were confessing to?
I want to say yes.
And I'm just curious, why?
And he was eventually removed from the task force.
Well, I would hope, but it's like,
Yeah.
I don't understand why, when you get the first person to confess, why are you still
Because other
investigating it?
detectives got involved in it.
Oh,
It was
okay.
like, wait a minute, this kid, everything he's saying does not make sense with
That's
what happened at the
crazy.
crime scene.
Justin, can you fathom someone making you confess to murder?
No.
No, never.
No,
I
I
mean,
don't
what
think
would
you
they-
could waterboard it out of me.
That's what I was going to say. What would they have to do? And look, I get it, because there's been countless videos where you see that happening, man, where they sleep deprive these people, they badger them, they get them, almost believing that they did something. They drive people crazy in these interrogation rooms to where they just want it to end. They just want it to stop. So it's like, okay, and they're like, yeah, so you did this, right? Yes, I did that, and then what? Then you hit her with the shovel? Yes, that's right. You know what I mean? And they, because like I said, they just want the abuse to end.
Yeah,
Right.
so this is something that I'm reading. It says they interrogated 4 individuals. 2 of them confessed. 1 of them was convicted and received life without parole. 1 of them was convicted and received the death penalty. The other 2, the charges were eventually dropped against them because there was no physical evidence at the scene ever linked to them. And then I guess 5 years later, they granted a new trial for one of the guys who received the death penalty. And then it led to further DNA review. and they just realized it wasn't them. So they sat in prison for 5 years.
Wow.
Mm-mm. Yeah, it happens all the time, man.
Yeah, you read about that all the time. 20 years in prison for a crime they never committed, and it's just like, God, dude, I don't know.
Yeah, I just can't. It's hard to imagine on the outside looking in. Just
Right.
admitting or not admitting, but confessing to something that you didn't fucking do. And look, I don't ever want to be in that position where I'm in an interrogation room for some shit I didn't do. So I don't want to sit here and down anybody for doing that.
Exactly,
but it's just hard to even think that they could get you to confess to killing somebody, knowing the consequences. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
In the documentary, there's 2 detectives that they interviewed. And they were working with the guy who was getting all of these confessions. And they are openly saying, like, yeah, this guy doesn't do good things to get confessions. Like,
no, he can't.
We all tried saying that and telling them back then, and
And let me guess, nothing happens to this guy after the fact.
all I saw was that he was removed from the task
That's what I
force.
mean. Yeah. Well, you would know because it would say he was brought up on charges, which I think they should if they can prove that you coerced somebody into saying some shit that they
planted evidence or whatever it might have been.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
But a
100%.
lot of them detectives get away with that. I was thinking, reminds me, earlier we had a case over here recently, yesterday, matter of fact. My phone went off in the middle of the fucking night. There was a 2-year-old kidnapped. You know what I mean? So the Amber Alert went off. 2-year-old was kidnapped at a rest area or some shit, Well, they caught, luckily, the kid was safe. They wound up catching this little fucker that did it, with the child. Yeah, they actually had drone footage, and you can see the moment. It's all you see is their heat signatures, because it was at night. But you can see them getting the guy on the ground. The cop goes in the car, gets the kid out the car. So everything was cool with the kid. But I started thinking, that there's only one way to really deal with him. You know what I mean? And we all say that. I'm not saying anything new that people haven't said. He needs to be gone. They need to euthanize him because you're not going to stop that sick sexual desire that he has that causes him to have that lack of impulse control to grab a child. Now, that's all. We can probably all agree upon that. The problem is, what really got me thinking is there's some fucking public defender that's going to sit there and do everything they can to get this man out of trouble.
Right.
And if they were to, and he's back on the streets, and he does that to another child, that fucking public defender or that lawyer, if he's got the money to hire one, which he didn't look like he did, so he'll probably have a public defender. But either way, they should be held accountable for the next child that's victimized by somebody that they help get off on shit like that. It's disgusting that they do it, and they all like to hide behind, well, everybody, is innocent until proven guilty. And it's like, no, when you pull the motherfucker over and he's got the 2-year-old and the child, in the car, he's got the 2-year-old child in the car with him, and you catch him, he's guilty. There is no defense for that. But for somehow them defense attorneys can sleep at night going to bat for a person like that. And I never understood that. And I know lawyers have told me, well, we take an oath that, we everybody deserves, a fair trial, and
innocent
and it's
until
like,
proven guilty.
No, fuck that. I don't want that case. I can't do it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get this asshole probation that just kidnapped a 2-year-old. But there's some piece of shit that will sit there and try to do it and then sit there and have a smirk on their face because they won the case. You know what I mean? Because that's just another notch on their belt. It's a sick system, man. As you know as well as I do, there ain't no cure for that asshole.
No.
You don't just go from snatching up 2-year-olds to saying, well, fuck, I guess I won't do that no more. I mean, you couldn't stop yourself the first fucking time when you knew it was wrong.
All right, people keep saying release the Epstein files.
Epstein. Yes, you do, Kristen.
I don't have them.
Release the Epstein files.
If I had them, I'd release them.
Tell them tune in next week.
Yeah, I'll release them next week.
They must be mistaking you as Pam Bondi. That's the only thing I can say. That's gotta be that. Yeah, it's gotta be that.
No, give it up, people. Epstein files are a dead issue. You'll never see them. You'll never see him, and if you do, don't believe what you see. So
let's hear it from the left on these comments. Trump's probably the #1 name on there, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
he is. Yeah, Trump's there.
Did you see
No.
a 3-panel appeals court ruled the open carry ban in Florida unconstitutional?
The
like 2 weeks
open.
ago?
Oh, they
Wait.
had banned it.
Yeah, open carry was
Who?
banned in Florida
By who?
by Florida.
But I mean, for how long though? Has that always been?
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah, it's
Florida
always
was
been the
never
rule.
open carry.
Open carry. Nope.
I'm
Not
surprised.
unless
too.
you were
Unless-
fishing.
Let me,
Not let-
yes, exactly. I was just getting ready to say, unless you're fishing or hunting, yes.
Right.
Unless you're fishing with a fishing pole and a tackle box, you can open
Right.
carry. Yes.
Which is odd to me that it's, being that
Very
it's
odd,
run by who
yes.
it's run by, for
Yes.
one, DeSantis. Not that he's run Florida forever, but he's been in there long enough
right.
to change that. So what is that going to do though, Justin? Because don't he still have, the state should supersede what the federal government's doing, right? Like if they want
Well,
their
it
law
was
to
a
say you
Florida court that ruled it unconstitutional.
okay. I thought it
Because
made it all the way up to the
DeSantis was
fucking
saying that they should repeal it, basically repeal the ban on open carry, and then 2 days later, Florida appeals court came and said that it was unconstitutional. So they
But
are
I'm
going to have
confused.
open
Why-
carry in Florida.
So why couldn't he do anything as governor?
I don't know.
Because ours did. Ours changed that,
Yes, he did.
That concealed carry, which is, essentially the
But
same
we've always had open
process.
carry here,
Right, but I'm saying it should be the
Yeah.
same process where it's
It
like,
should be.
you get your people in there that are going to vote for this bill you're putting in front of them. So I figured
Right.
DeSantis would have done that by now. But yeah, I think it's ignorant. It should have never been a fucking law.
Yep.
I mean,
Yes,
not that
Andy.
I run around open carry. I'm sorry, Brad. Yeah, I don't run around open carry even though we can do it, but you should have a
Yep.
right to,
Yeah, I was just going
Absolutely.
to comment on Andy M here, 929. Yeah, you guys are in favor of open carry? Absolutely. I think if that's what you want to do, constitutional right, have at it, dude.
Well,
As
fuck,
long
I
as
think
you're a
everybody.
law-abiding citizen. Yeah, absolutely.
I'd rather that than a bunch of people concealing shit. At least I know what's going on. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, myself, I don't open carry because I think it looks kind of like you're a fucking
Yeah,
douchebag
like
in
the
a Wild,
Wild
Wild West
West.
walking around with a pistol on you. But hey, more power to you if that's what you want to do. I mean, I think you should have a right. It ain't the government's job to tell you can't carry a firearm on your side, but you
Right.
can conceal it in some places, and
Absolutely.
that and apparently that's how it was in Florida because you could conceal a weapon in Florida. I assume, Justin.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah, with
Yeah.
a permit.
So you
With
can
a permit,
hide them
yeah.
all day long, but you
Yep.
can't just out in
With a
public say,
permit,
"Hey, look, I
yes.
have one on me." You know what I mean?
Right.
It's very odd. I
In
don't know.
Louisiana,
Very
you don't need a
backwards.
permit anymore, right? If
Not
I'm-
anymore. No.
Right. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
beautiful
Constitutional
thing,
carry, buddy.
man.
Yeah, and
it's
it's
a
a shame
beautiful thing, man.
It really is. Yeah, it
Yeah.
really is, man. I think everybody
Andy
should have
M,
a right
where are
to
you
it.
from?
Fucking Oregon.
No, he keeps
Oh.
saying like your country, your
Oh,
country.
yeah. I'm not
I
reading
think
the
that may
comments.
be
Canada, maybe.
our Canadian friend.
Probably
Oh,
Canadian.
okay.
Yeah.
I think it should only be legal to open carry if you've got like a silver 6-shooter.
Yeah.
You know?
Of course, with boots and tight jeans and cowboy hat.
Exactly.
Yep. No, like I said, I think it looks odd. Every time he says, I get them. I'll see them in a store or whatever, and they'll have a big fucking 45 on their side, which is, it's like whatever. I mean, if that's what you choose to do, but to me, it's like that video that was circulating with that guy that got killed in that gas station. They knew where his weapon was, so they yanked it
Yeah.
out of his fucking pocket. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And killed him with it.
I saw that.
I don't want you to know that motherfucker may be in my front pocket and maybe
My
in
boot,
my
yeah.
back pants thing. You don't know where my
Right.
gun's gonna be. All I
Yeah.
want you to in your brain is this dude may have a gun on. I'm not gonna fuck with him. I'm gonna go somewhere else. You know what I mean? But when you
Well-
sit there and let it out like, hey, it's right here, and then you're not
Yeah.
paying any attention to your surroundings, they grab your
Right.
gun. Now you're dead from by your own fucking firearm. And that's
Let
what
me
happened
ask
to
you:
that
do y'all conceal carry?
I don't own guns.
dude. Justin lost all his guns. Honestly, mine's always close to me. Let's put it that way.
Right.
If
Right.
I'm pumping gas or something, my pistol's not on me, but it's fucking
Right.
3 feet away from me. So come
Right.
fuck with me if you want to. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
No, but honestly,
It depends
I
on where I'm at. you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
If I'm,
I was in the
don't
city
always.
2 weeks ago. I was in the city 2 weeks ago, and I was concealing, dude. Just where I
Yeah.
was, and even though it was a pretty safe neighborhood, but I don't trust them, dude. And I
No.
I had to walk 2 or 3 blocks, and with my wife, and yeah, I was concealed, man.
Well, I probably don't need it because I took karate when I was young. But just in
Probably,
case,
That's the way,
right?
dude.
I keep my shit on me just in case. You never know. I might meet somebody that took a little bit more karate than me. You know,
Yeah.
so
You
I
never
need that.
know.
I need that little extra oomph.
Yeah.
But nah, dude, it's a shame people live in some states where that's not their constitution. That's not their right. You know what I mean? They don't have that right like we do to protect yourself. And I just don't
No.
understand how anybody thinks that's a good way to live. Like you cannot protect yourself at all and outside of hand-to-hand combat. You know what I mean? So you run into some motherfucker that's, twice your size and hopped up on something, good luck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Look, man, I'd rather have it, not need it, than need it, not have it, dude.
Yeah,
So,
and
you
the
know?
only problem I ever see with it is it gives people a lot of false sense of security sometimes.
Sure.
And
Sure.
I go back to that guy in that gas station. It looked like to be late at night. He's in an area that let's just say he didn't quite blend in. You know what I mean? So he felt a need to have his pistol on him, but he got too comfortable. It's just because I got a gun, they're not going to fuck with me.
Right.
And it's like, no, they gonna fuck with you if you give them an opportunity. It's just some people are gonna do it. So that's what I mean. It seemed like he had this sense of security that just wasn't real because he had a gun.
And
So
it turned on him. Yep.
yeah, I've seen that a few times. People get a little too comfortable, and they think, well, I got my gun, and it's like, yeah, but you better know what the fuck to do with that thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Dude. Absolutely.
I mean, we got a gun nut friend of ours that, I won't mention his name, but he was carjacked. Always got his gun on him, just goes to the range, constantly practicing and shooting and putting himself in all these situations and playing this fantasy shit in his head. And the first time some shit came down, he couldn't do nothing but give him his fucking car and hope they didn't shoot him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That.
And I'm like, where's this Rambo motherfucker?
Right.
So
So
anyway, yeah.
That's
so
a
I
true
just look.
story, yeah.
I just pay attention to my surroundings, gun or not.
Yes.
I'm paying attention. I don't want to ever be in that fucking situation because I don't want to try to be some quick draw fucking McGraw, and hope I fucking come out on the better end of that. So.
And look, God
Challenge him
forbid,
to
man.
a duel, dude.
Yeah, and look, God forbid you have to take somebody's life. I mean, I think every normal citizen, that's the last thing you want to do is have to take somebody's life. But if it comes down to it, could I do it? Yeah, absolutely, dude. But you don't want to, because it's something you got to live with for the rest of your life.
I'm with Justin, back to back, and then we take 10 paces, we turn around, and the best man wins. That's how everything should be solved nowadays.
I used to do that. I think Congress ought to start that.
Fucking, you damn right. It's
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
There's none of this shutdown shit. We're gonna duel it out.
I
This
think they should
week
at least
is-
have an octagon right in there.
Yeah,
They
this
really
Like
week
y'all
is,
can't agree. hit the
Green and AOC.
We'll take
Yes.
it.
10-step duel, Yeah.
Green or get her.
Yeah.
Green or get her. You ever seen her?
Oh yeah, dude.
That's a bad bitch, man.
Yeah. Next
She'll
week,
get her.
Schumer and McConnell. I don't know how that would turn out, but yeah.
I think speaking of octagon, don't they have the UFC fights coming to the White House?
I heard that. I heard they were going to do it in the Oval.
heard
Oh,
that.
no. The fighters were going to walk out of the Oval Office. That's
Yeah.
what we're going to get ready at.
Yeah, I wonder what I haven't heard any names yet of who's gonna be there.
I'm going to be there. I'm fighting Connor.
That's all that matters.
Should be
Electric Bloke says here in the UK it's illegal to own something to defend yourself with.
Of course
Yes.
it is, and
That's crazy.
isn't it? It's crazy
Yeah,
that people
like,
live like that, and some people agree with it, like citizens.
How?
I don't know. I guess they've never been in a situation or known anybody. I don't know. Or it just becomes a political issue to where because your side says you don't need to, so you just don't want to admit that they could be wrong, so you just go along with it. But I just can't fathom how anybody could say, "Nah, you're right. We don't need any protection." I mean,
he says they can't even have pepper spray.
you can't have shit in some places. Nothing.
Right.
That's the
That's
first.
crazy.
Well, for one, that's the first way that the government is able to control you. No weapons. It's and then it's like if you don't have to worry about the government. Well, I mean, they're all crazy people you have to live around.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather be able to protect myself. But yeah, I mean, they got places that are crazy like that. Even fucking this country. I mean, there's certain states and cities. I mean, it's crazy. And you would think over here in the U.S. that wouldn't even be an issue anymore.
No.
You know what I mean? You would think
it is.
everybody had the right to bear arms. I mean, and protect yourself without a fucking permit. I hate that shit. I hated doing it even when it was like that in Louisiana.
True.
I paid for it a couple times, and then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Fuck these people. I'm not giving you $100 so I can carry a pistol on me. I'll just take my chances that if I ever need it and you want to cite me for concealing a weapon because that I defended myself with, then give me the fucking ticket. Fuck you. But at least I'm alive. You know what I mean? So I stopped buying that shit. Yeah, exactly. Well, I caught myself doing that a couple times, and I'm like, why am I paying these motherfuckers? Fuck you. I'm going to carry it anyway. And, you know, since then they've changed the law, but it's just a shame that anybody has to go through that. And then from what I understand, like places where you can get a permit, like say New York, they say it's so fucking hard to damn near impossible because they can deny it for just no reason at all. Like they don't even have to give you a fucking reason, you know, and unless
they're
you're
not
somebody,
giving it to the average citizen of
right. You got to
be
be somebody.
Right. Exactly. Right. Yeah.
It's like, you know, because somebody like Trump, he said he had his, and it's like, well, yeah, you're a Donald fucking Trump, you know, but even he was one of the ones that were speaking out about how difficult it is of a process. You know, if you're not famous, you have to prove that you're important enough to, you know, it's kind of like the bullshit with the COVID stuff with the essential businesses. You know, they feel like if you're not an important citizen, then we're not going to grant you permission to carry a firearm. That right there, it would be enough to piss me off if I lived over there. You know, fuck them people. I'm gone. But like you said, they got people that agree with that shit, man. Believe it or not.
True. Very true.
Anyway, so what else is happening? Anything crazy? What's up in the comments?
With Caitlin Clark, bruh.
Caitlin Clark. Yeah, that's more.
I haven't heard anything, but enlighten me.
Yeah, I mean she's
She came out. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I went off a little bit there. I'm sorry.
But it wouldn't. Hey, look, it is a WNBA. You know? Right. I don't know. I mean, do you know much about it, Justin? Before I go running my mouth,
I don't know nothing about it
because I get told a lot in the comments to shut up. So I'm trying to shut up. But if you want to know about it, I'll tell you about it.
I do. You know? I would like to know.
Yeah.
I'll pay you for the information.
All right. So you're ready for this, right? No. Honestly, it was the having it out. Kind of not so much in public, but that the commissioner of the league and Caitlin Clark are kind of throwing jabs at each other, so to say. Another player apparently talked to the commissioner, and this was a private conversation they were having, but she was kind of talking bad about Caitlin Clark and had something to do with the money that the girls aren't getting paid, you know, that they think they need to be getting paid because of the type of money that they're bringing to the league, supposedly. And she was basically, the commissioner was basically like, Caitlin Clark needs to just be lucky that she's making anything because without the WNBA platform, she wouldn't be doing shit. And this player that the commissioner was talking to didn't like that too much, so she made those comments public. And so that's kind of the gist of it, you know. It's just them not, I guess, having a commissioner talking like that, you know what I mean, about a player, and it just didn't sit well with a lot of people. And then when it happens to be Caitlin Clark, which is caught nothing but shit, it seems like, since she got into the league. For some reason, they fucking hate this girl. Don't know why. I mean, I know some of it. Some of it. Let's just say it was a race thing.
Easy. Absolutely.
You know, now the commissioner isn't a black woman,
right?
But I think it was more of a, you know, I'm the commissioner, and you know, she needs to shut the fuck up. Just be happy with what you're getting type, you know, attitude. So I don't know. I mean, well, that's, you know, people were making a huge deal about it, and I mean, it's,
well, look, until the WNBA starts filling arenas, bigger arenas, they're not going to generate any more money. You have Caitlin Clark that has come on the scene with Sophie Cunningham, and they've done wonders. I mean, I've heard they've increased the value of the Fever, 54%, and it's just the show they put on, man. She's a good ball player, but the WNBA, I just don't see it, man. I mean, have you ever watched one of those games? I mean, sometimes it's 7-8 minutes before there's a freaking basket made, dude.
Yeah, I have. Sometimes I'll be in like a bad mood and I need some kind of comedy to pick me up, and I try to find one. I try to find a game. And there it is.
There
No.
it is.
I've seen it, Kristen. It's no knock, but y'all suck at sports.
Yeah, I've had the misfortune
Listen.
of scrolling past a WNBA game on the reels one time, and
Yeah, and let me say before I catch the backlash, if you couldn't compete with them, compared to the men,
right.
oh my God, it's night and fucking day joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think the women are more entertaining because they're so catty with each other.
They are, but if you're looking at it, I guess growing up playing and watching the men do what they do in sports, and then you see the women do it, it's like, fuck am I watching? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? The coordination isn't there. Like a man. Now you get somebody. That's why Caitlin Clark stands out so much, because she came in that bitch like a Steph Curry. You know what I mean?
Right.
Had ball handling skills. She could shoot.
Yep.
And it's like, let's just face it, you don't normally see that caliber in the women's league.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, of course, she's standing out. The fact that she's white really pissed off a lot of the players.
A lot.
They didn't like that shit.
The Angel Reese's. And I just like the WNBA for the cat fight. That's
they
what I
do.
like to watch. Yeah, I love that.
They do, man. But yeah, so that's basically what this was a cat fight between the commissioner and not so much Caitlin Clark, because she hasn't really said anything, public about it. But it just kind of lets you know how the commissioner feels about the players. You know what I mean? So a lot of people are calling for her to be fired, like they want her out of there because of that. So. But I'm trying to see what Caitlin Clark, number 1 overall pick, 24 WNBA draft, has been a transformative figure for the league. Her college stardom in Iowa carried over, driving unprecedented viewership, sold out arenas, and a $2.2 billion media rights deal because of this one girl. $2.2 billion. That's huge, man. The 2025 season saw the WNBA viewership up 122% year over year, largely attributed to Clark's games. Now, however, what their argument is her on-court rookie salary was $76,000.
Wow.
So that's what these women are bitching about. Now off the court, she's secured a lot of endorsement deals that
I was getting ready to ask that.
Yeah, they're estimating it's it could be upwards of $60 million a year. I mean, she's with Nike, State Farm, Gatorade, big names. Big names, But if it weren't for that, I mean, these girls are making a mediocre living, which, hey, the argument for that is you're only going to get paid what the company thinks you're worth. You know what I mean? And like they couldn't. Let's put it this way: they couldn't pay LeBron James $76,000 a year. They couldn't do it. You know what I mean? And apparently they can pay them girls that kind of money, because it's kind of like what the commissioner was saying. Where else is she going to go and make that money playing basketball? Not saying she can't go get it into another profession, but it's like, you're playing basketball. We can give you this $76,000 a year. That's what you're going to get. And I guess the league doesn't give a fuck enough to say, well, we want to entice her to kind of stick around. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. It's a tough one. Like, I get their argument, but if the money's not there, it's just not there.
Yeah, if you're not filling arenas and selling venues, man, I mean, God, I don't understand how you can make more money, besides endorsements.
And that may be some of the argument that I heard a while back, if I'm not mistaken, was that the men get a bigger percentage of what the league brings in the NBA than the women do.
Right.
And I think that was their only logical argument that I heard, was that they get their percentage should at least be the same. Not saying the pay is going to be the same, because it doesn't bring in the same money.
Right.
But the percentage should be the same. So, and that was kind of like, well, I can agree with that, I guess.
I guess.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
I don't know either. Yeah.
I guess, right. Who am I, or who are they to say what should be? I mean, it is what it is, But I think that's where that argument was coming from. That at least give us the percentage that the men are getting, because they look at it, they think this women's league is just pulling in millions upon millions. You know what I mean? And I don't know what they're making. For what I understand, the NBA's been paying for this shit year after year.
I heard that.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of what that was about, Justin. Just them arguing with the damn commissioner, and some shit she was talking behind Caitlin Clark's back, which if I'm the commissioner, I'm kissing her ass because it's the only reason people are even paying attention to the shit.
Right.
I mean, that's the last topic we'd have ever been on tonight if you wouldn't have brought it up. Because I think her exact quote was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. In that same conversation, she told me,
I agree with that.
Quote, yeah, players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them, is what the commissioner was saying.
Should be on their knees?
Yes. Thanking.
God, here we go.
Taking total credit for something that's basically probably would have never happened had Caitlin Clark not come in there and opened everybody's eyes to the WNBA.
But
so
that's I would take a $76,000 a year for like $16 million in endorsements. I would do that tomorrow.
Well, of course, it's just the majority of the girls though aren't getting shit for endorsements.
Well, they need to step up their game. Dude,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
either that or get your fucking ass back in the kitchen, dude. One of the fucking two.
Oh shit, Kristen, make us all sandwiches for the next show, please.
Absolutely not.
Damn it.
Jesus. Yeah.
So anyway,
did y'all see Tyreek Hill's leg?
I did, and I seen his crazy reaction. The Dolphins player,
just smiling. He was like, "Fuck yeah, I get to get away from fucking Tua."
Yeah, what was the NFL, is that what it was about? I was wondering. I'm thinking like, what was the happiness about? I mean, I'm not saying he should have. Yeah,
get away from Tua, get away from the Dolphins organization as a whole.
Yeah, I seen his leg. I'm thinking it shouldn't be bending that way. That's not right.
No, and he's probably like, now I get paid $200 million, sit on the fucking couch.
Well, he's probably done, huh? I mean, you think
he's done for the season for sure.
No, I mean, like, you think he's done?
Nah.
No.
Tyreek will be back.
He'll be back.
Tyreek will be back.
Well, I know, Shane, you're happy that, and talking about NFL, I know you told me off air that you're happy about the Super Bowl.
Tell me what I told you, Brad. Tell me what I told you, because I forgot.
You were ecstatic, dude. I mean, I'm trying to calm you down. I'm like, dude, it's not that big of a deal, dude. But it's like, you just don't understand, Brad. I mean, it's Bad Bunny, dude. He's
Bad Bunny. Yeah, you just don't get it. You don't get it, man. It's Bad Bunny.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it just.
Kristen, are you a fan of Bad Bunny?
No. The only thing I know of him is that wasn't he like dating Kendall Jenner?
I have no fucking clue. I've never heard a song. All I know is
something about him refusing to perform in the U.S. but then performed in Puerto Rico.
Well, yeah, that and makes sense. And he's coming. I mean, he's going to be in the U.S. at the Super Bowl. But yeah, apparently he's refused to perform. I thought he didn't speak English. No, I think he does. I just think most of his songs are predominantly in Spanish or whatever fucking ethnicity is.
That's stupid. There's so many better people than that.
I'm sure,
Yeah, he's got a lot of that shit behind him, wearing dresses and all of that drag shit. And I don't know what the NFL, who makes these decisions, I mean, even if this Bad Bunny person, was, doing tours in the U.S. and didn't have all that drag shit going on that some people are like, I don't agree with that, but they can't find anybody better than that. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. And then knowing what this person does as far as you're right. What do they think is going to come of announcing something like that? They've got to know the backlash that's coming. It's just weird.
I don't know if you just saw on X, man. I was scrolling that where the Dallas Cowboy, Jerry Jones, man, was signing a petition to ban him from the Super Bowl halftime show.
Really?
Is that real though?
Oh, everything's real on the internet, dude.
Yeah, because I mean, it'd be hard to believe that any of them NFL owners would go out on a limb and do that. I would hope.
Yeah.
It would be nice, but like I said, I don't know anything about this dude. I don't know about his music. I just think there's so much more like artists they can get up there to really put on a show, and
You would
I don't
think.
know, man, without
Because that
pissing
was
off.
my thought. Like, it wasn't even, I didn't even know any of his history, but like when they announced it, I'm like, who the fuck listens to Bad Bunny?
Yeah, that's well, exactly. That's my initial thought, because I didn't know about all the nonsense either until people started bitching about it, and I'm like, okay, what are we
Right.
bitching about now? And I'm like, all right, like I get it, that's probably not the majority of football fans' cup of tea. You know what I mean? So then it's like the NFL has to know that. So I don't understand where this decision comes from, besides the fact that his fucking music sucks. But just the whole, like you said, Brad, what he stands for and what he does, to try to, stand out or whatever the fuck he's out there doing. I don't know. It's just a weird move. I never NFL's done a
just
few
don't
things
see
like
it,
that
yeah.
I just don't get.
I just don't see how a lot of fans that with their principles would really approve of that, if that's what's coming. And maybe it's going to be just a organic, generic show, and he's going to sing. I think more of it's coming in that with the some type of drag show or something. I can just see it.
Right, and it may not, like you said, and even if it doesn't, it's like, okay, that's fine. I still don't understand how they
Right.
jump over so many people
Right.
to get to a gay Latina artist that doesn't have English songs. I don't understand that.
Right.
I mean, it's like he's got his place apparently. Like, go sing at a fucking soccer match or whatever. But
Yep.
in the NFL, I don't get that. It's just a weird move, and I don't know what's behind that. You know what I mean?
And
I don't
just
know.
like Johnny Five, dude. His name, Bad Money, sounds like he's a Fruit Loop.
Probably is.
Go on, Johnny Five. I love you, brother.
Yeah. I'm looking at it too. It says Dallas Cowboys petition NFL to replace
saw
Bad
that.
Bunny, but it's a post by Black Betty,
Yeah, right,
111229 or some shit
Right.
on X. But
Oh,
so I don't know, man. It's the link leads to hot news dot something that I'm not clicking on, so
Yeah,
I can't see that.
I saw this one by Toxic Cowboy, man. You
gotta watch them dummies.
Yeah.
But they should have had Kid Rock. That's all there is to it.
That'd be a
I
good
mean,
show, man.
it's
Yeah.
Kid Rock. That's it.
Be a
No,
great
but-
show.
So anyway, yeah, that was got me fired up for the halftime show.
Oh, dude,
I'm
stoked.
ready.
I can't wait, dude. Yeah.
T-Dub said they're trying to expand their audience.
But it's not going to work.
No.
I mean, unless he's talking about, like, I know, see, the NFL wants to be worldwide. I get it. They want to be like soccer.
Yeah.
I get it. But are they trying to expand it to what? The gay community, or to another audience, like country-wise? Because
Well, I really thought the NFL was pretty much worldwide, right? Super Bowl wise. I
Yeah,
mean, I thought they were like
I
hitting
think they
almost
are,
every
but
country.
it's right. But it's not a way of life like soccer is around the world. You know what I mean? Like
They are
to
trying
go.
to
That's
go
true.
around the
Yeah.
world, though, because that's why I had to wake up at fucking 8 a.m. Saturday because the Vikings decided to start their fucking game at 8 in the morning because they were playing
right.
wherever
And
the fuck they were at.
And that's a business move by the
Ireland or some
NFL,
shit.
because it's like, why wouldn't you want to be worldwide if you could? I just don't know if the
Right.
rest of the world is going to really take to it. You know what I
They
mean? They
have
have
their
their sport.
sports.
They have it. Yeah. They have their sports, and that's what they grow up wanting, and that I mean, you see how them soccer fans are. I mean, that shit's
dude.
crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And
Dude, they'll
and
tear a
that's-
stadium down, dude, for one
Yes.
bad play,
Fuck
dude.
yeah.
That's
dude,
their
they'll
thing.
Kill people.
And
Dude.
So
Like
I think the
every time
NFL,
Eagles
I
lose
mean,
the Super Bowl,
it's
just
fucking
tear up
just-
Philly.
they do too. Even when they win, it's crazy. But no, I understand it from a business standpoint why the NFL wants to reach out to a broader audience. I just think they're trying to force some shit that's not going to happen. But
True.
But
Andy
anyway,
M says cricket is the global largest sport than soccer.
Cricket?
Is he saying
Cricket?
cricket is bigger than soccer?
Wow.
yeah, I guess
Just
maybe
I guess, yeah.
golf.
I don't know.
I didn't know cricket was still a professional sport.
Yeah, I would think soccer. I don't
It's
know
like
if I believe
croquet.
it. Let's look at it. Let me look it up, because I don't believe that shit. All right, so what did he say it was? The largest or
Cricket
the most
Cricket
popular?
is larger than soccer.
is the global largest sport.
Let's get on the Googs.
Everybody's
most
saying
popular.
cricket's huge, so
It's fucking
they say
soccer.
it.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Fuck off! What you're trying to argue with me? Football, as them weirdos call it, soccer, is
Right.
they're estimating about 4 billion fans. Cricket, 2.5.
Yeah.
So get out of here with your cricket.
Losers.
Man, our football is way down. Let's see. We got number 1 is soccer, 2 is cricket, 3 is hockey,
Wow.
tennis, volleyball, table tennis, what we call ping pong, us normal people,
Right.
basketball, baseball, rugby, golf. I don't even see American football on there. It's
Really?
crazy.
Table
Yeah, like
tennis
on the
is
top
bigger
10.
than-
Yeah, I guess worldwide. That's what I mean. Football is such a
is.
localized sport. It's
Right.
it's American, and Goodell and company are trying to force it down other countries'
Right.
throats, and I just don't think it's their thing.
I want to know if hockey fans watch hockey for anything other than the fights. Like,
I
do
was
y'all
gonna
just
say,
watch
that's
and
what
wait
I
on the
watch
it.
fights? Because that's
Like I
Hockey?
watch clips. Yeah.
yeah.
People fighting.
Are there
But
that
they
many though
really
to attract?
fight.
I mean, are there that many fights though that 2 billion people would stick
I
around
don't
and want
know.
to
I
watch
just
it, or
watch
is
the
it just
compilations?
Yeah.
I just think a lot of times it's just the biggest sport in their area. Like they don't have football, you know what I mean? Like we do. And I don't know. I don't know. Because I'm with you. I've tried to watch hockey, and I'm like, okay, this isn't. I can't do this. But I didn't grow up watching it. We don't really have that shit down here. So I don't know. But that's most of those sports on there though. I'm trying to look at them. Tennis, volleyball. I mean, volleyball's all right. When it's the beach volleyball with the girls in the Olympics. But other than that, ping pong, that shit gets wild. That table tennis, man. You seen some of them motherfuckers in the Olympics?
Yes.
Them little Oriental people, man, they going
crazy.
at it. That's crazy, dude, how they do that shit. Like Forrest Gump was doing.
Forrest Gump was the best, dude.
He was the number 1 table tennis. Basketball, I can see that. Baseball, rugby. Rugby's another one, boy. That's
Dude,
a
that's a rough one,
man
man.
sport. Yeah. I don't know how anybody signs up for that shit.
Dude, I don't get it, dude.
No, fuck that.
Go Broncos, man. Old Peyton, Sean Payton coach there, dude. Yeah,
That's where he's at now.
I think so, dude. Yeah.
Hey, I have Bo Nix on my fantasy team. He did me right. Go Broncos.
Did you good, huh?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Well, I'm wrapping it up. Let's get off of here. Appreciate all y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe if you didn't already, please. And we'll be back next week.
With the
Epstein list. Y'all tune in next week. We're going to have the Epstein
We'll
list.
have that. Yes. Yes. We'll all have our bonders
It's
and ready
coming.
to roll. Yeah.
Yep, it's coming. All right. Y'all be good. We are out of here. Until next time, peace.
Straight from the swamps of southern Louisiana. Straight from the swamps.
Straight from the swamps